If you're sitting at 0% of quota in January, this episode is your wake-up call and your plan. Sean O'Shaughnessy and Kevin Lawson break down how to go from 0 to 1 fast by targeting the buyers most likely to act now, not the ones who might be ready in Q2. They'll also show you how to protect value selling and profitability when the pressure to discount hits, and why doing something crazy in January can poison your revenue management all year. Stay with us because the discipline you build in the next 45 days will decide whether Q1 is a launchpad or a salvage job.
It's basketball season. And for those of you who know me, but everybody else that doesn't know me, I love basketball. I love basketball and I love football. I pretty much every sport, to be honest with you. But for many years before I got too old and my knees got too sore, I was actually a high school basketball official. So I ran up and down a court for 15 years with high school varsity and junior varsity and freshman players until the point where I could no longer keep up with those 17-year-old boys running up and down the court who are just way too much faster than I am. I love the basketball game. I love the schemes of basketball. I love the scenarios that basketball provides us. I think it's a great sport. And I'm going to tell you the thing that gets everybody goated really fast. If you are the coach on a team and immediately the other team scored, they didn't even win the tip. You start off the game, center of the court, ball goes up in the air, two typically tall guys that can jump pretty well, jump, get the tip. It goes to somebody, and then they try to score. And the first score sets the tone, sets what's going on. If you score fast, then the other team knows, oh, this is going to be a fast game. If you have to set up the play and get it going, then this is going to be a defensive game. And if one team wants a defensive game and the other team scores within the first 2 seconds, then we know that we're in for a run. It's going to be a fast game because that one team wants to go. And if that game goes to 4-0 or 7-0 really fast, then all of a sudden the other team is calling timeout. Hey guys, got to get your act together. We're playing basketball, right? If you can get to 7-0 or 9-0, then you know that the other coach is calling timeout. He's going to yell. Kids are going to feel behind. So getting off to a fast start, man, that's what it's all about. And it's January, and most of you are at 0% of quota right now. If you listened to our episode last week, we talked about this a lot, but there's a really good chance it's January 13th right now, and you still are 0% of quota. So it's time to score that first bucket. It's time to go. Kevin, I know you were more of some other sports, but you like basketball. You're taller than I am, so you like basketball a little bit. What do you think?
I was always the one who could get a quick foul to get on the board. I was on the stats, but it wasn't necessarily for points. But getting on the board early in January is key. As salespeople, if you have the ability for a renewal in January, just to get one in the hopper, not a bad strategy. Build a little bit of success momentum with confirming work for the year, confirming the next phase of a project. It takes some setup work, but the idea is that we have to execute on the highest probability for success. So think about fast food for a second. If you're on a interstate driving 75 miles per hour, it is unlikely that you're going to stop in the next 85 feet to order a hamburger. No, you have to think about the next exit, plan, change lanes, do all the things. It's going to take longer. You can be the same level of hunger, but you've got to get off the exit, make the turns, get to the right restaurant. You've got stuff to do. So that's like a Q2 kind of deal. You have additional steps to take, but for the fast food, for the person in line at the drive-thru or standing at the order counter, somebody's ready to buy. You have to discern as a seller or a sales leader who is the most likely to buy now. So to get from 0 to 1, from 0% quota to something greater than 1% or your first deal, we have to think about who's ready to buy. Now, if you go back and listen to our last week podcast, Sean made a key recommendation for all you sellers. Call everybody who bought from you last year. When you call everyone that's bought, Sean's holding on that statement was that somebody's going to have additional work for you. Nobody asks when it comes to quota where the quota came from. As a seller and a sales leader, you are reviewed on your quota production, not how many people in our ICP from the right target geography, yada. Executives, board members, shareholders, DNC, do not care. They do not care where, they care how much. And it's our job to produce much. So this is the how to produce much. If you're struggling with what do I do tomorrow before lunch? Sean gave you a great recommendation last week. Call the people who've already bought. That may get the conversation started. You may learn that not only is someone ready to buy phase 2, but your contact that bought in Q3 of last year changed jobs. There's a new contact there. There's a new relationship to build. Oh, if they left, where do they go? Now you've got an outreach to another potential new prospect. The activity and actions you take as a seller are really important. Waiting for your phone to ring is not an action. That is inaction. So to get to your first deal, it's really important that you take action. Just like the basketball, if you stand at midcourt and wait for somebody to throw you the ball, you're easy to defend. You're easy to compete against. If you're the coach, sales leaders, if you're the coach who doesn't call timeout and gets down 30 to nothing, 30 days with no deals, same issue. You didn't act fast enough. So here we are at the 13th. Are we acting? Are we taking the appropriate amount of reasonable steps that's going to return success? Notice how I didn't say price slashing in Q1 or revamping our strategy that we set in November or budget we set in November. We're not reallocating dollars. We're doing the gut check right now. Are we doing the actions and activities that are in pursuit of our strategy that we are charged to execute against? If yes, good. Keep doing it. Make sure you're taking all the right actions and you're getting the right responses. If not, kick yourself in the shorts and get after it. It is time. Stop burning daylight. It's the 13th. You got half the month left. There are holidays. Go get it.
Great advice there, Kevin. Thank you for that. And as you were talking about that, I want to reinforce one of the messages that you alluded to, and I'm going to build on a little bit. And that is, it's time to re-verify everything. So what happens over the holidays? It starts in Thanksgiving, go definitely through December, definitely as we get close to January 1st that we just passed. And by the way, I had a great New Year's Eve celebration. Hopefully you did too. So your CEO of your customer just went through those holidays as well. And that CEO of the company started thinking about, I wonder if that new initiative that I was thinking about, I wonder if I should deprioritize that new initiative because I have a new great idea. So CEOs and leaders of big companies, especially, they like to have a plan, but they also understand that things change. Something happened geopolitically in the world. I need to refactor my ideas. I need to refocus on this other department. I need to defocus this project. This is the time when every deal on your forecast that's in January or February, you need to pick up the phone, call your champion and your coach, two different people, because we follow MEDDPIC, two different people. You want to call both of them and say, anything changed? Because this is the time when changes do happen within your customer, within your prospect. They have new thoughts that are coming out. They have new priorities that are coming out. New announcements happen on the first Monday of the year because this is what we're going to do this year. This is what we've been working on, and we haven't revealed it to the rest of the company yet. And now we are revealing it. So this is the focus for the company. Did that focus help you? Did that focus hurt you? You need to know. So pick up the phone. Every single customer, every single prospect, every single deal that's on your forecast for the next 45 days, you need to touch base. Is everything still okay? You don't have to ask it that way. Say, any new initiatives that came out on January 1st by your CEO? Anything that you're going to have to refocus on? Any challenges that have come to bear since the new year started, since it's 2026? And you need to factor that into your forecast. If the person is not quite sure, take that as a little bit of a danger sign. If they say, no, everything's great, we are right on track, my boss was giving me expectations of when I have to get this done, you're fine. If it is, nope, this one's going to change, then you're just going to have to factor with it. But if you get the third one, which is, I don't think anything changed, that's a big red flag, because changes happen at the beginning of the year at your customer, at your prospect. So go in and dig into, are you sure nothing changed at your prospect? Let's just re-verify. Can we have another meeting with the economic buyer? It's been 3 months. This deal's in the forecast, but it's a new year. Can we talk again about this plan? Here's our plan of action. Here's our plan of execution, the next steps that we have to do. Are we still on track for all of that stuff? That's when you find out. So spend some time right now, because you need to have a good January. You need to have a good Q1. So every deal, make sure everything's on track, because this is when things get screwed up.
And not to belabor that too much, because there's a lot of positive that can come 0 to 1. So for all you sellers out there that have one that's close, now is not the time to get squirrely, because remember, you just came out of year end, quarter end, and you may have had a sales leader, board, or owner who says, get the deal, discount, do something crazy, get the deal. Pause. Think about the deal you want, because you're going to have to live with this deal for the rest of the year. You're going to have to live with this relationship for the perpetuity of the relationship. So you're conditioning somebody how to buy from you. So Sean and I, we're trying to thread the needle here with giving you enough motivation and mindset last week, with enough tactical approaches and deal management this week for getting that first deal. We don't want to crowd this out with too much overthinking, but we do want to make sure that you are doing the right things that are going to return success and going to build towards a successful year. It is important to get the deal in Q1. It is important to get the deal in January. It is really important that we don't do crazy that corrupts our ability to also be profitable. We have to do good deals. So the best deal you can make is walking away from a bad deal. The second best deal is saying yes at the right time with the right customer at the right price for the right value in January. So just be cognizant of how you're selling, how you're approaching every meeting. Later in the year, Sean and I will talk about things like trade shows and other things like that. But the same principles that apply to a trade show apply to that first deal. Think how you show up, what you want to learn, what you want them to know that they didn't before the meeting, and what you want to know that you didn't know before the meeting, right? It's this exchange of knowledge and insights that really makes good deals great. So go for the great deal here. Think about how you're going to show up to the meeting. Are you prepared? Is your data ready? Is your solution tested and ready? Is your program, if you're doing a program sale, a week over week manufacturing type sale, are you ready to serve that customer's need on their terms and yours? Have you positioned the right value? Because if you've done all those things, and Sean made a mention to the MEDDPIC, if we've done all those things, we need to confirm the paperwork process. We need to confirm that our champion is still employed as the champion. Our coach is, right? We've got all these external factors that we could be working on or with. We need to make sure we're taking the right action. So going 0 to 1 is really about the right activity to drive the right outcomes. So with that, Sean, bring us home and make the 3-point shot at the end of the first game of the season.
I'm going to help everybody out with a little bit of quick tax advice. And I am not a tax attorney. I'm nothing. If you have not done this as of today, I want you to do it right now. I want you to go to your car. If you're driving, this will be easy. Take out your phone and take a picture of your odometer. Because here's what happens every year. The tax man wants to know, how many miles did you drive total and how many miles did you drive for business? So take a picture of your odometer right now. It's going to be on your phone. Yes, it's a little bit off. You drove a couple miles since you heard this podcast, but it's tax time, and just get that little piece done. You'll thank me a year from now. And for all those people that heard that advice a year ago, you can thank me. You can drop me a note. It's perfectly fine. So take a picture of your odometer. That way you have it next year when the tax man wants to know. For that, have a great week. See you next Tuesday at 4:30. And we look forward to more conversations about how to start the year off strong.
That was a strong episode. Tight, practical, and exactly the kind of conversation that keeps Q1 from turning into a rescue mission. The piece I'm taking with me is the fast food versus interstate exit test. The hungriest buyer isn't always the one you can close next, because the buyer who's already at the counter has fewer steps left than the one flying down the highway who still has to decide, exit, turn, and park. When you apply that lens, your pipeline gets clearer fast. You stop confusing interest with readiness, and you start aiming your time at the prospects most likely to buy now. Just as important, don't let today end without doing the significant actionable item from this episode. Re-verify every deal on your forecast expected to close in the next 45 days. That quick touch point is how you surface priority shifts, confirm your champion and coach are still aligned, and keep your revenue management grounded in reality instead of hope. Do it today, before meetings and inbox noise bury it, because January decisions compound and so do January assumptions. If you ever need help with sales, sales management, or simply growing your company, reach out to Sean or Kevin. Contact details are in the show notes. And if you want a place to get real answers, steal great sales processes, and stay sharp on quota execution, join the B2B Sales Lab, a community of salespeople and sales leaders helping each other succeed. The URL is in the show notes. Subscribe to Two Tall Guys Talking Sales on your favorite podcast player so you don't miss what's next. We'll be back next Tuesday afternoon, Eastern. Happy selling!